What's up, folks? My name's Dean McCrudden and this is Tick the Bucket, yeah?
I'll do that.
Got the same helmet, like? And today I am driving one of the most beautiful road trips, not just in Vietnam, but in the world. I'm in a wide open space and standing. Very untrustworthy bridge, look, it's just...
Okay. Yeah.
Come on.
Let's
get into the video and I'm going to show you exactly how we got here. Boom! Morning, folks, from a extremely sunny 6 a.m. here in Vietnam. Today I am doing what is rumoured to be one of the best road trips, not just in Vietnam but in the world, the Hai Phong Pass. The good thing about this trip is I don't need to bring an easy rider. I can just drive it myself. So the drive itself is apparently 4 hours long. I'm gonna stretch it out to about 8. You know what I'm like. Also, the company that I rented my trusted state off, my bike, which I actually can't remember which one is mine, but they give you a Google Maps kind of link and you click it and it tells you locations from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and that helps you for 2 reasons. First and foremost, A, I don't have an international driving license. Apparently that route takes you away from where the police checkpoints is, and B, it's apparently all the best stop-off points. Now, I don't like stop-off points, I don't like tourist spots, I like just finding a bit of mischief myself. So will I use the route they've given me? Probably to avoid the police, but am I going to go to the stop-off points? Probably not. I just like when my mind runs wild and I see things and I pull over. But that's what we're going to do today. First and foremost, I need caffeinated. I've got my cappuccino and I will make an unpopular, a very, very unpopular opinion. I've been in Vietnam for nearly 2 months now. It's, you know, a lot of people around the world say it's some of the best coffee in the world. The more I think about it, I am a cappuccino at heart. I am Dino Cappuccino. So, Vietnamese coffee, for me, kind of mediocre. I'm a cappuccino guy. So, here we go, look at that beautiful heart. I will have several cappuccinos here. Then we're going to bounce on the bike and we're going to hit the Hai Phong Pass. Let's go. So, the first stop-off point on the Hai Phong Pass, according to the Google route that they gave me, was 6 minutes away. And I remember looking at it and thinking, surely there isn't somewhere in the city of Hue on the Hai Phong Pass only 6 minutes away. But I'll trust its judgment. Turns out it was a service station. So the first stop-off point on the Hai Phong Pass that the company recommends you go to is a service station because the tank is how much?
100.
100? Okay.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, you need to put the lid on. Where is the lid? There's the lid there. 100,000 Vietnamese dong to fill the tank. It's like £2.80. But yeah, the first stop-off point, because the tank was empty, is a service station. But now that we're full, we've got 100,000 Vietnamese dong in the tank here. Now it is time to get on the road to the Hai Phong Pass. Folks, do you ever wonder where your rice comes from? Well, I'm going to show you right now. Look, these guys here have laid the rice out. It's been pulled from the crop and it's here to dry out. Now, I've never imagined that they would do it on the middle of a fucking roundabout just before you go onto the highway, just before you go onto the free state, the motorway. Look, that's the motorway, but they've got it all laid out here. I'm going to jump across actually, look. Look, it must grow somewhere here in the distance. Hello. Huh? What is it? think she's trying to tell me something here. Oh, are you gonna brush? Can I see? Can I walk round? Yeah. Yeah, they must lay it all out here on the ground and it dries out. In fact, she's gonna demonstrate. Is she gonna brush it or something? Ah. So there you go. Now that is a massive crop. I don't know where the kind of stems are, the leaf bit that they strip off, but they must lay it out here, and the sun, the heat, completely just dries it all out, and it gets bagged up or shipped out and sold. This guy over here has the same helmet on as me. Look. Got the same helmet, look. Thank you, sir. Come on. There you go, guys. That's where rice comes from. Rice on a roundabout. What I love about Vietnam is they are extremely patriotic. There's flags everywhere, the whole way up this bridge. For at least a mile, both sides there's flags, and it's the same everywhere you go in Vietnam. So what does the flag represent? The red is for bloodshed. Hello. The yellow star, hello! The yellow star represents the soul of the nation, and the 5 points of the star represents the 5 classes of the people in Vietnam, which is the intellectuals, the farmers, the workers, entrepreneurs and soldiers. Very patriotic. We actually can see the farmers here in the field in the rice paddies. The motorbikes going up and down is more than likely people going to work. The workers, I'm sure a lot of them are intellectual. I'm sure some of them are the boss of the company or the cafe or the restaurant or the hotel, which makes them an entrepreneur. And because the Vietnam War was so close, I'm pretty sure some of them are soldiers, or their father or grandfathers are also soldiers. But I think, you know, people in the West, Europe can take note. You don't see that. You don't see flags everywhere proudly displaying the nation. This flag behind me is the communist flag here. As you can see, it has the hammer and the sickle on it, which is the tools of the peasants and the workers. Whether you believe in communism or a communist party or regime, you cannot knock the patriotism and how proud they are to display their nation's flags. Everywhere you have either the Vietnamese flag or the Communist Party flag. So I've arrived at An Bang village. This is An Bang Cemetery. It is named the City of Ghosts, and I was recommended to come here, and I didn't think much of it because everywhere you go in Vietnam they have kind of like, which looks like these temples here. They're everywhere. So, you know, once you've seen them once, you've seen them 100 times, it feels like. But this one here, I discovered, is a massive graveyard, 250 hectares, and the graves are for local people. It's for their ancestors, and some of them cost up to $70,000 US. And I've been walking for quite some bit. My scooter is way out here, and it goes further and further and further. Like some of the, let me go around here. The magnitude of some of the graves here are, it's hard to say which one looks the best. You know, they're all, I'm gonna go around to this one here. They're all of, look at this. Like this is a grave, and it's more like a shrine, a temple. Let's get up onto this one here. I'm guessing they are tombs. So is there people in them? But look how pristine it is. Are they all buried together? Look at that. Look at that. In fact, I'm gonna go inside that one. How do we get down here? There's all the tile chippings here. There's a massive lake there in the distance also as well. Whoa, let me get the outside view of this actually. Look at the detail, look at the artwork. Look how clean. Look how clean it is. Is that all the names of the people that's buried here? That looks like an offering. Someone's left a little beverage. Look at this one here. That's quite common where the incense is left and the candles, and you can light one. That's fell over. I was gonna say I'll pick it up, but it is windy today, so it'll probably fall back over. And your best just not touching anything. Your best just looking. But look at that. That's a tomb. I guess that's a tomb. There's someone in here, and that must be all their family members here, all buried together. It's giving me the chills actually being here. Like, in fact, $70,000 is actually cheap, I think, to have something like this built. Like, someone must truly love you to dedicate something like this. In fact, like, just as far as the eye can see, I'm gonna go around to this one here. This looks like a Christian one, and I think that's extremely interesting, that the diversity of religions here. I actually seen a tomb or a temple around the corner that was kind of like this, like a Buddhist one, but it also had a depiction of Jesus Christ, which was a mixture of Buddhism and Christianity, which I thought was quite interesting. But like, again, right up to the roof, right up to the scales on the dragons, and the elephant. Like, there's an elephant in the rice paddy with the local man. Crazy. But let's go round to the Christian one and see what's happening around there. Look at this one here. There's Jesus Christ up the top. There's this tomb here. And that must be the guy that's buried in this tomb here. Beside is maybe a spot free for maybe his wife, I'm gonna guess, or another family member. But yeah, there's literally Christianity and Buddhism living. Excuse the unintended pun, not living, but you know what I mean. They are buried side by side, in the same place. They're coexisting. They're, yeah, just goes to show you that everybody can have their beliefs. Everybody can have their religion, their different skin color, their different mindset, their different heritage, but they can be respectful. You know, if we can live in the afterlife, eternal, you know, that's eternal. Death is eternal. If we can do that together, why can't we live in harmony while we're on this earth, this life, and live side by side like these two who are resting side by side in hopefully peace. I believe they're with both their gods that they believe in. I believe they're side by side and they're spending eternity with them. So why can't we do it here on planet Earth? So a little information just so you can like fathom and put into your mind or comprehend kind of the magnitude of this place, right? I knew hectares, right? I knew 250 hectares was a large plot of land. I just didn't know, you know, to what scale, and I had to do a quick Google search. So this is 250 hectares, a football pitch is only 0.6 to 0.8. Even if we round that up to 1 hectare, this place is 250 football pitches in size and scale. That is blowing my mind. For anybody in the US or Canada, I'm referring to a soccer pitch. 250 soccer pitches. That is the scale of the city of Ghost. It's a Tuesday morning. I am driving through rural Vietnam on my scooter. I have absolutely no plan but to enjoy myself and have the best day ever. And that right there, that is the epitome of Take the Bucket. That is where I decided to make the saying, before you kick the bucket, take the bucket. It literally means before you fucking die, make sure you do every fucking thing that it is you want to do with your life. And this is one thing that I've wanted to do for a long time, just drive around Vietnam on a scooter. Today I am taking the fucking bucket. So happy just to be able to do this. I'm in a wide open space, I'm standing all alone, standing in the space. It's always quiet from my ceiling. The roof comes in and catches in a daze. I'm in a wide open space. Woohoo! Driving along the road here, and I've seen all these tires. Looks like looks more like, I wouldn't say motorbike, maybe just an actual bike, push bike tires. But it's a little Xin chào. Can I look? Me look? Yeah? It looks like a little fishing village that was stumbled across. In fact, there's loads of fish over here that I'll go and look at in a minute once I get across this very untrustworthy bridge. Look, it's just bits of wood and metal crafted. Hello, Xin chào. Oh, fishing. Is this their hut? Do they fish out this window? Look how they've got this branch as like a way to keep the window open. But I don't know, there's somebody, I don't know whether, I don't think they live here. I think they maybe have their lunch or breakfast here and it's just a place to sit. Look, they've got the car batteries that must charge up things to make electrics. In fact, they've got an electric box here, which is crazy considering we're out on water. There's an electric box and it doesn't look like, it looks like there's only 2 fuses. They've got the incense. Oh, I love the incense. I was going to take one there, but you take only memories and you leave only footprints. There is probably where they cook their dinner or lunch. Look, the stove. It has seen far better days. There's the rice, the leftover rice. Yeah, I think this is just a little hut that the fishermen maybe have their lunch in. Let's go back across here and I'm going to go down. Xin chào. I'm going to go over here where they're, it seems to be where they're bringing the stock in from sea. I wonder if I could just go this way here. Xin chào. Fish. What's this?
Oh.
Oh, oyster.
Oh.
You eat. Ah, look, is it oysters? I think it is oysters. Whoa. Must be a massive fishing town. Like, there's the big sack of oysters getting shipped out, and that must be the remains. Like, there's all the shells the juice system that, you know, the clams or oysters have been taken out. He's going to show me here, I think, actually. Whoa. Ah, like that. Oh. You eat?
Oh.
I can eat?
No.
Yeah, I can eat. Okay, he's giving me one to eat, and it looks like a bogey. Apparently oysters or clams are aphrodisiacs, so I make it a bit raunchy here. Eat, yeah?
Ăn tí á. Ngon. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Extremely salty, obviously, because it's salt water. The texture was just like a jam bogey. It was kind of like,
Wow.
like we in Northern Ireland we get mussels, they're called, and they're slightly smaller than that, but with a bit of lemon and a bit of garlic, and in a sauce, I could definitely eat this as like a starter. Yeah, he's doing more. You. Oh. You.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay. Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
And here, over here. Yeah.
Come on.
Come on. Oh, look, he's having his lunch up here. This little guy here. Sorry, I'm disturbing your lunch. Come on.
Xin chào.
Xin chao. Incredible, guys. Absolutely incredible. Got the taste out there. Amazing, just working away. Hard workers. I always say the Vietnamese are, you know, there's a saying, work smart, not hard. The Vietnamese do both. They work smart, they work hard. I applaud them for their work ethic. But yeah, this whole I think it's maybe like a bay area or lagoon area. I could tell from the far side that it was like a massive fishing kind of village, a fishing town. Them guys, the smile in his face, just so happy. You know, it is piping hot. They're working hard, but he's doing it with a smile on his face. Let's get back on the road again. Xin chào. Let's get back on the road again. And one time in this guy's truck here. That's how they must load stock onto the back of that, and it sends it up the coast somewhere else.
Watch out.
Hello, xin chào. He's not camera shy, but he's drove on. Let's get back on the bike, guys. Here is apparently one of the stop-off points that you do in the High Farm Pass because of the beaches and the 360 kind of scenery and landscape. But the thing that caught my mind the most was train tracks. I love train tracks, I'm fascinated by them, and I love ones like this where there's a little bridge. I'm gonna go and walk across and check it out. Here we go. Whoopa! Oh, look. The clean the water is. Gleaming. And I'm sure it's filled with lots of fish, considering this is a port town. That, where the bridge is where the pin is dropped for the lookout point. I actually think here would be nicer on a maybe overcast or grayer day. There's these massive roaring hills in the distance, and I could picture it when it was a little rainy and a little moody. Whoop-ah, but shit, there is a train coming in the distance. Oh, I'm gonna have to get across here. Whoa, it's coming. It beeped its horn as it came round. It came round that corner. It isn't going very fast, thankfully, but I do need to get up here, to the walkway part at the opposite side here. Look, it's coming. I hear the train a coming. It's coming around the bend. Let me see, where's the best view for it? That's the thing. Where is the best view? In fact, I'm gonna get back up here again, like this, on the fence. Having lunch. Whoa. And just like that, it's away. There you go. I remember as a kid, I lived near train tracks and being told that you would get an electric shock if you touched the track itself, or it would suck you in. Obviously, they are not electric, as I can touch it myself, but you thought that as a kid it would have an electric current. I'll give you a fun fact actually about trains. Trains are actually trying to get off the track. Both sets of wheels are pushing out the way. They're actually trying to get off, and that's what keeps them on. The ridge bit goes round like this here, but they're pushing out the way, and that's almost what keeps them on. As stupid as that may sound, that is how trains work. But incredible. It's spots like this what I love about travelling, and you know, you can be on the High Farm Pass and you can follow the route, the tourist route. Me personally, I like when I see something it looks a bit quirky and fun, and you know, I get a bit curious. That's where the magic happens, and can't believe the timing. I was here when the train came. I don't know how often the train comes. I don't think too often, and I got here right on time. Started driving up the road again, and I'm on a little bridge like this, but there's a stop point because what is blocking the road? You got it. The train. I've been driving for about 30 minutes extra, and I drove around that little town and got to here, and the train has only arrived here now. It's going extremely slow. But it makes sense. It is a freight train, has got cargo, probably carrying a lot of weight. That's probably why it's going slow. But let's get back on the road again. He's giving me a thumbs up. We're just freewheeling the whole way down to the bottom of the hill here. The engine isn't even turned on, I don't even think. Xin chao! The wee old woman doesn't know what's going on here. Let's sit down for a second. Right, let's get this thing going again. Bam, bam. Then you can stand back up again. Whoop-a! Like that, just freeway. Look, no hands, no hands. Oh! Let's go. So folks, many hours later and a extremely sore bumhole later, we have arrived in a place called Da Nang. It's named as the Miami of Vietnam because the pristine white beaches and the beautiful water with the waves. In the distance here you'll not see because it's so far away. That is the proper city of Da Nang. Massive skyscrapers, and I'm going to take a little stroll along the beach. Right now, that is the end of the road for the Hai Van Pass. There's two places you can finish the Hai Van Pass, Da Nang or Hoi An. And I'm actually not going to stay in both of them. As much as beaches are beautiful, I don't really get fulfillment. They aren't my cup of tea. Hoi An is meant to be the Venice of Vietnam. Little lanterns everywhere. But I'm going to drop the scooter off to Hoi An later on, and then I'm going to jump on a bus and head further south. But for now, I'm going to spend a couple of hours on the beach. As I say, I need to relax. My bumhole is in agony from the driving. My wrist sore, my neck sore from the end. But beautiful. Had so much fun on the Hai Van Pass. I'm going to get some coconut. I'm going to get a coffee, maybe a bit of watermelon. Plenty of water because I'm dehydrated from the heat. It must be about 35 degrees. And also I'm going to go for a little dip in the water. Look, I was able to put my Crocs on that I got from the fake market in Hue. I'm getting to try out my Crocs, and as I said, I'm going to go for a dip in the water. I'm going to freshen up, and do me a favour, let me know where in the world you're watching this episode from. Before you kick the bucket, take the bucket, and I'll see you in the next one. Boom.